sports. It's in the game.
Exist in peace. I'm really just getting started. You've only witnessed the tease. 10,000 steps ahead as I choke on it. 2017 was my moment of truth. I was a year away from not being known as a youth. Approaching manhood. Peach fuzz covered my chin. Even then I would leave rap going with the wind. I'm not a Muslim, so why would I lie or pretend? I'm not too good at following trends. I am the trend. I am the truth. I am the God. I am the Zen. There is no way around it. My just make amends. These flows are coated golden. If you then I must be the cold and exploding what the commode is. Real soon they gonna have to mention Mr. Clay the magician with the greatest of Drizzy, Drakes, and Wheezies, Andres and Jiggers, Pac, Biggie, and Nas, Face Mob, Yeezy, and Raekwon. It's easy to say these things looking for clout, but this is non-fiction. The proof's in the pudding, it's none missing. You and your opinion, you can stick that up your... I jumped to touch the sky and landed on planet Uranus. Houston, we got a problem. No need to look for solutions. I'm stacking Eisenhowers. Deceased presidents in the wall in my residence as I increase stepping on ballin' forever while kissing the sweet melanin of a broad that I met in the Netherlands. Address me as Marcus Clay, the developing veteran. That's why I got no time to sleep. I gotta creep the late night to get this cake to bake right. I'm thinking real estate licenses. I've seen multiple moments of indecisiveness. I got scars on my back that resemble tiger slits. When it's all said and done, I'll be one of the greatest you know. The only one left like a by the Uno. But who knows what the future holds. My moving stupid. Most of you do it for the internet, and I'm not into that. And that's the disconnect. Comparing me to these rappers is disrespect. Who's the best MC? Cole, Kendrick, and me?
Legends on 3, 2, 1.
Like some Kodak, 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 Kodak,
wave on the jump in the front, see the play with the speakers. Thunder my plans, judge my bands. Plus when I stumble my customized vans. Plush like brush like plus, I got 'em up. Plus size Panamera truck, I hop out the roof. Yeah, dime on my left wrist and she got the flu. Yeah, watch look like Chex Mix is poster be blue. She know it's 2 seats, so she leave her best friends. Bust down my dad face, your chain is
Let's
a
not
neck.
go that, please don't go that, go that with me. Left wrist go that, right wrist go that, necklace go that, sis go that, this time go that me.
They hit my designer for sneaks, double dip mine in the bleach. I'm blocking for sure. I'm popping down Miami Beach, pull up like LeBron with the heat. I bought a crib in the crib with the office shit. Beach at my mouth, but I can't see me walking there. I'm with a Tesla, but it ain't no charge of that. I call up Cohen, Brianna, been parking the top heat box seats. I'm watching Archer, they cop like stop right next to my block and trust fund. Beat, I might drop that hips on the stallion and Doja her top half, 2300 on the horse and I'm Michael. Switching out the character, the strippers like Titans. Legends on 3, 2, 1. You tried it. You say you love me like you love him. You lying. You know your worth for what it's worth. I could buy it. We'll say it's lonely at the top, but I'm biased because I'm only at the top. But you tried it. You say you love me like you love him. You lying. You know your worth.
The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at US Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis.
Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Greg Joseph now ready to get this one started, and we are underway from Minneapolis. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Allen going to go to the air right away. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down. Allen now looks to throw. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Got a man, that's Trent Sherfield. And he will step out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. A big play here for Buffalo. 41 yards. Now Allen again. Caught on the slant. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up. And
oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along.
A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. It's a gain of 35.
I guess we got a good idea about what the game plan is for attacking this secondary. No beating around the bush with this crew. His first throw of the game is a deep shot, and it connects. That's a tendency breaker right there because normally you build up to the big shot, but not in this case.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
Second down, Cousins.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Micah Hyde.
So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away?
Touchdown, Bills! Gabriel Davis from 21 yards away. And the Bills use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Here's 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So after the INT, it's Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? Allen off the play fake. Over the middle, complete. It's Morris. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Allen. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. Allen going to change the look here. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Allen now on 3rd and goal. Rolling to his right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. Play action. Now it's Allen sliding out of the pocket. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Oh, they were so close to the goal line, Charles. 4th down, they figure, well, we'll go for it. But the decision to pass winds up being a bad one with that interception.
Well, I think you said it really well. They may have just figured we're this close. We may as well.
And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Charles, it's now a 2-touchdown lead in the opening quarter. Following that pick six, they are off to a fast start in this one.
And absolutely ecstatic on the sideline after that play, aren't they? Not just because they've got the lead, but how about seeing one of their guys get a chance to take it in for 6? Already up a pair of touchdowns. They've got everything going their way early on.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Nwangu now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Now Cousins. That's down the field for Jefferson. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing, Cousins. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down. Cousins. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hawkinson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. From the gun, here's Cousins. That is caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This 2nd and 4. Here's Cousins. He lets one go deep for Addison, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Now on 4th down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up to be incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they took their shot. That one was kind of up for grabs that time. And you've got to be careful defensively not to make contact too early. But that was textbook right there to get in tight and force the incompletion.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
On third down, Cousins. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. He's going to look deep down the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not as...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
They'll roll him out right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And now here is another interception. Picked off by a Caleb Evans. And the Vikings will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Following the interception, Cousins. Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. To throw is Cousins. Being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Micah Hyde. Well, Charles, you know, it's so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Now a timeout taken.
Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down. And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
A final shot before half for Allen. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. Nwangu now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust.
And my goodness, another interception. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
And here's Allen. Diggs crossing the field and bringing it in.
And he's got this down to the 35. On play action, Allen. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long.
Looking to throw. Allen. And that is incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Sam Martin now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where
it's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson.
An 80-yard touchdown.
And the Vikings have got it back to within a score.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Allen's throw taken in by Diggs. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 21. Throwing now is Allen. Escaping the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Allen. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Trent Sherfield, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw, Cousins. Powers through it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Over the middle and hauled in by Osborne. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll throw again. Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Now Cousins going to change it up. Again, he'll drop to throw. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And this offense on 3rd down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Cousins to throw it. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Desperation time. Cousins on fourth down. And now here's another interception. Pick made by Terrell Bernard. And the Bills are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down.
With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
It's Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Turnover that just got him the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here then?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains, wear down the clock, and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Cousins again. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down. Cousins now. And he comes back with one complete. Touchdown! Kirk Cousins on the connection to Justin Jefferson. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Motion man is Shakir. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's fourth down. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. They go for it on fourth down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. He'll take a shot for Davis to the end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Just because you've got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
On play action, Allen uncorks one for Davis. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up in the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 42 yards. And the Bills have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Over the middle and complete to Addison. And he's going to have a first down on a gain of about 10, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Throwing is Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught at the 20.
Well, they're not going to go quietly. That's a big play right there. 2 scores down. They're not out of this, but they've got to move.
From the red zone now, Cousins. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
This is caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Kirk Cousins on the connection to Justin Jefferson. And the Vikings are back within a score. Joseph now to have the PAT. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And this is caught out in the left flat.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was
to do
going to
that?
ask you,
What was
maybe
that?
they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Going deep for Diggs. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these defensive backs have been getting torched all game long, and finally, a small measure of revenge here. That time the coverage downfield is excellent, and they're right there to battle for the football and force the incomplete pass.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Oh, he had to force it there on 4th down, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Cousins. He lets one go deep for Addison. And this will be caught. Touchdown. So in the final minute here, now a 2-point conversion will tie the game.
The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have 2 to possibly take this to overtime.
So now here are the Vikings faced with a big 2-point conversion attempt. They'll try and run it in. And he's going to get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion successful. And we've got ourselves a tie football game. This one all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Allen. And that's complete to Davis. And he's going to pick up a 1st down here as that clock continues to run. Here's Allen. Look at the big fella go. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. And now they're going to get the timeout. So a huge play has him in field goal range with a chance to possibly send this one to OT. Now Allen. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's taking a big risk at this late stage. They're not thinking field goal, though. They wanted to leave no doubt on that one. So they took the shot at the end zone, but it winds up incomplete.
To throw is Allen. Rolling to his right. That's going to be caught. And he's in for the game-winning score with no time left on the clock.
Well, we know the crowd is absolutely stunned by what we just saw there. Forget I'm stunned. I have to believe that you are as well. When they finally get their legs back under them, they'll head to the exits, and I think they'll probably be muttering a few choice words along the way, too. How did that happen?
I don't know. They certainly thought overtime was on the horizon, bracing for overtime. We were, too, and we may want to wait a little bit before heading for the exits, let that parking lot clear.